Put it on right away.
Okay, it's recording.
Yay. Well, I mean, I just kind of thought that this might be a good idea, with as fast as you guys all going there and, just obviously being a 17-hour time difference, we wanted to be able to
I swear.
share, I guess, will I have to do it, Paisha, or will you go in and mute everybody if we start to get some background noise?
I can.
You can, okay. So we just kind of wanted to be able to jump on here and first off kind of just share our stories and just touch a little bit on, kind of how we got started and just kind of how our journeys have gone. And then, if you guys have questions about certain things that you want us to touch on and, whatnot, we just kind of super casual, letting you know who we are as far as, because we communicate with you guys, a lot through Facebook and Messenger and things like that. But I just like to make that personal connection, so you get to hear from us, hear our stories, see that we're real people just like you, that have done this, and just to kind of offer up some encouragement and things. So what about you, Paisha? Anything you want to add to kick it off?
No, that sounds good. You want to start or do you want me to?
It doesn't matter.
You start so my voice gets better.
Okay. So just a little background, I guess, on me and how I got introduced to Nerium. So I have been with Nerium going on 3 years now. It'll be 3 years this coming January. So I started January 2015. And an old coworker of mine, I worked at a local community college here in Quincy, Illinois, where I live and have grown up my entire life. I was working full time at the local community college. It's called John Wood, and it was a lady that I used to work with, but her husband got a new job, so he had moved away about 9-10 months prior. They had, and we hadn't really talked since then, but we were Facebook friends. So, we kind of kept in touch through each other's lives just that way. And she reached out to me on Facebook and just said, hey, have you ever thought about this Nerium thing I'm doing? And honestly, I had seen her post off and on. I think she had been with the business about 6 months prior to when she reached out to me. And I said, no, my immediate response back was, no, I don't sell things. And that was it. And she, came back and just said, it's really different than that. It's more about, sharing and educating. What if I sent you a bottle of the product to try? Would you at least check it out? So she sent me a bottle of the night cream, and I loved it. And she sent, a video along for me to check out too about the business piece of it. And after I realized I liked the product and, I did check out the video, I thought, it was in the back of my mind, maybe what if, this is something that I could do and could lead to something else. So I was already, like I said, I was working 40 hours a week at my day job. My husband is actually a truck driver, and at the time he was still driving over the road, so he worked crazy hours, wasn't even home every evening. I have 3 kids. At the time, they would have been 1, 6, and 9. They're 3, almost 4, 9, and 12 now. So obviously I had every excuse as far as being crazy busy. We were in the middle. My daughter does traveling gymnastics. My son does traveling soccer. We did baseball, karate, you name it. So as far as, time and as an excuse, that was my main holdback. But after I tried the product and after I, checked out a video or two, I just couldn't get the thought out of my mind that, maybe this could be something that could work for me. So I thought, worst case scenario, I jump in, I get my product for free. I'm super cheap and I never spend money on myself. So I thought, all right, I'll get this night cream for free. If I make an extra 50 to 100 bucks a month, to, not feel guilty about buying myself, a new shirt and a pair of shoes or whatever, that would be awesome too. And, it just kind of, as I got in, and the more I learned about the company and the other products, I got even more and more excited and realized, I think there really could be more to this. And a couple months in, I earned my iPad bonus. 11 months in, I earned my Lexus car bonus. I've been on, I guess, 2 trips now, qualified for the third one. That'll be this coming April. And last October, so it would have been not quite 2 years into the business, I was able to leave my full-time job so that I could stay home with my kids. And that was not my why initially, because I thought that that was crazy, and I didn't want, my husband or others to think I was crazy for thinking that I could accomplish that. But as I went and kind of went along in the business, that did become my why. And obviously now that is definitely my why, is to, be home and stay home with my kids. And I've been doing that for a year now, and it's been absolutely amazing. And it's, I know Lou and I have talked, a lot since we've been, and her and I have talked about how we have really similar personalities and stuff, in the sense that, I'm a very introverted person. Like, every aspect of this business has pushed me and taken me outside my comfort zone. But it, it was always, you always hear that cliche saying, the best things happen, just outside your comfort zone or whatever. And, I never really, it was just a saying, that you heard, but it is so true. I definitely have had to push myself a lot in this business, because I'm the kind of person that would be perfectly content curled up with a blanket on my couch by myself, with my kids watching a movie all the time. Like, I'm not a, I don't know, I guess you say people person, not that I don't, but it's not where my comfort lies. So it definitely, I just like to share that, because I think some people think like, oh, well, it just came easy to you, if you're a very, extroverted person and have certain backgrounds or whatever, but that was not me, at all, isn't me, or where I came from or anything. So, it definitely is something that, anybody can push themselves to do this business, and do, even those things that maybe feel a little uncomfortable, but, that's usually when that you're making progress, I guess. But so that's a little, that's, my story, where I came from, just kind of a little bit about me and my background, and we can let Paisha jump in and kind of share a little about her story. And
Awesome. Okay. Hi, guys. First, I want to apologize. I stayed in a hotel last night, and it's really dry. I woke up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this place is super dry. So that's why my voice sounds like this. Anyway, nice to meet you all. I love putting a face to a name, and I will definitely, if we have not been added as friends on Facebook, it's always a good idea. Not only can you steal, different people's Nerium Facebook post, which was always really, really helpful for me at the beginning, but also on social media, you can support each other on, our Facebook post and all that. So anyway, we'll definitely become friends. But my name is Paisha. Like I said, I've been in this business. Can you hear like that static, or is that me? You can. My volume might be. Nikki, can you let me mute you? Okay, let's see if that works. Yes, it does. Okay, so I've been in the business for about 3.5 years. I had never done direct marketing. I didn't even take care of my skin at all. I slept with my makeup on every night. I would put makeup on in the morning over top of my makeup. So to say that I'm doing skincare full time is really funny. But anyway, so I'd never done direct marketing before. I was in billboard advertising for 10 years before Nerium. When Nerium found me, I was, a young mommy. I had a 1-year-old son, in my market, I had to drive about an hour to get to my office and an hour home every day. I was seeing my baby boy about an hour a day. And at that point in my career, I was with this company, same company for 10 years. It just wasn't good enough. I wanted to see my baby. And so I actually approached my company multiple times within that first year of his life about, different possibilities of staying home and doing all that. And they were not budging on working with me in that sense, And so I really, it was winter time in our area, and I was in a really just funk of life. And I ended up, I say Miriam found me because it really did. My girlfriend, I kept seeing, first of all, we lived 2 minutes apart, and we used to be friends in high school, and we had not seen each other in this totally new town that we both lived in for 10 years that we lived in the same area. And we were 2 minutes apart. And so we saw each other 3 times in 1 month when I was going through this whole funk. And she finally, the last time I saw her, she said, "Have you heard of Miriam? I'm having a get together at my house on Friday," which was a couple days from then. And I said no. So she invited me to her Facebook event and I tell you these details because it actually is like a training piece. So she invited me to a Facebook event, and I said maybe on that, okay, that I was going to maybe be there in a couple days. Well, then she private messaged me and she said, "What's your phone number?" So I gave her my phone number. She called me and she said, "What kind of wine do you want? I'm going to Kroger's later on today, and I'm going to pick up some wine." And so I told her, not really thinking, I just thought it was really sweet that she called me asked me what kind of wine I wanted. And she didn't even say, "Maybe you're going to be there." She just said, matter of factly, "What kind of wine do you want?" And so that day rolled around. It was a Friday and I just got off of work. I did not feel like going at all. And I thought, well, crap. I told her she was getting me wine. I have to go now. So I went over there, and she had a lot of friends over because she did this technique. She actually had probably one of the biggest parties that I've ever seen to this day. And now looking back, she asked people for their support. She would tell neighbors, "Hey, just come over for a glass of wine," or she'd call her best friends, "I really don't want there to be no one there. Can you please come by?" She would call me that maybe and say, "What kind of wine do you want?" And so all these little techniques worked to get people in the door. This person is Shallon Murphy, that she's my friend from high school, and now she is a millionaire within the company. She was a stay-at-home mom of 3 kids. In that launch party, she brought those 20 people in that house. 2 of them now are national marketing directors. She has 25 national marketing directors on her team. And she's never, ever done anything like this. Okay. So, when we say have a launch party, I do feel very strongly about it. I had never done direct marketing either. And I know what you mean by when you think of parties. Per se, you think, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to force people over to my house. I don't want to do this. And I didn't either, believe me. But it just goes so much further when you can share the tools, when you can share those before and after photos, when you can talk face to people, when you can share those videos. And when I was at that launch party, I won't lie, I was not thinking even about the business, even though I was looking for a job. I was actually looking for a part-time job, because I wanted to see my baby more. But when I left that house, I bought the product. And the product, just blew my mind what it did to Shallon's face. And I thought, oh my gosh, like I said, I was not washing my skin. I was not taking care of it at all. And I thought, if this one-step product can do this, I can get my hands around that and my head around it. And it's okay, all you have to do is just one step, And so started using it. Within a week, I actually saw results. And I, at that point, really started thinking, oh my gosh, everyone I know is going to want this. I would be stupid not to tell people about this. And I literally was in major denial mode. I was like, I'm not doing this. People are going to think I'm stupid. I cannot believe I'm going to do that. I don't even wash my face. Like, well, how do I have any education about this or experience? And I really had to put my full mind and heart around it before I jumped in. That's my type of personality. I am a, worker, that's for sure. And I'm a rule follower. And I know that if I signed that contract or document and said, I'm going to do this, I was going to do it, because I am I knew there would be a lot of people that thought I was crazy. And I wanted to prove to them I wasn't crazy. And I wanted to prove to them that this was something that I saw. And also I wanted to prove to myself so I could get away from my job. So I did go into it wanting something big. And I definitely think that is everything in this business. If you are in this right now thinking I want free product, I do think that's awesome. And like Nikki, I mean, there's so many people that start this business that don't think they can do something way bigger. But I'm here to tell you, put your mind around it because you can. And especially in a brand new open market like Australia, it is insane what can happen with your life. And I can't even, I would have never been able to fathom what it's been able to do for my friends and my family and I. I'm so grateful and humbled to said yes and be in this journey because it has completely changed my life in 3.5 years for the good. The friendships I've met, the positivity, the fun atmosphere. Like when I was in, my day job, they wouldn't give me incentive trips. Are you crazy? I got a letter in the mail saying, good job. They did not give me a Lexus bonus. They did not give me iPad bonuses. I mean, the unlimited, amazing things that can come out of this business if you open your heart and mind to it, it's insane. So, grab a hold of that vision because that is going to be the most important thing in your journey. And my vision is now always ever changing because now since I've been in this business, obviously, things have happened. And it's led me to different dreams and different goals. I worked this Nerium alongside my day job for 6 months before I was able to leave my day job. And guys, I can tell you, in 6 months, I was making 6 figures. I got that Lexus in 10 weeks. And I, helped so many people along their journey because it wasn't about me at that point anymore. It was how many people can I help? And that's another aspect that I love about this business is, so you're meaning to tell me we have a job that we help others have fun and succeed, and then we succeed. That's just such a blessing. And that's another thing that is, my driving force now is just, having fun with people, helping friends, do what they want to do in their life. And when you go through the approach of that in your mindset, when you talk to your friends and family, we have a gift and you guys have not seen, maybe the flourishment where my mindset is of, oh my gosh, we have a gift, but I'm telling you, we do. And so many people need this gift in their life. They're sitting there where I was and they're depressed and they do not want to go to work. They do not want to not see their baby an hour a day. And they are looking for something, but they never would think, I would have never thought it was direct marketing. I would have never thought it was skincare. Just those kind of things I just was never going to do this. And a lot of people will think that initially, but just piquing their interest and talking to them and, growing those relationships, letting them see those small wins from you first. It's not about, it is, of course, those incentives are awesome, but at the beginning of your journey, it's the little wins that make a difference. What did your check buy, this month. If it's groceries, I'm so grateful that I have that extra grocery money. I'm so grateful that I have all this free product. I mean, there's no direct marketing company out there that gives you free product. And when I looked at this business, I was approached by many, many people in direct marketing. I know maybe a lot of you guys in the beauty industry have also been approached by direct marketing companies. I was so floored at how insanely awesome, and I have not 3.5 years in the business, I have not been stumped yet of, oh, this is too good to be true. Oh, okay, here's the catch. Here it comes, In 3.5 years, guys, this is literally the most legit business, and all of the things are real. We never have to pay for our product. We get that $270 every single month. Then we plus get Nerium gives back. Some months I'm getting $500 worth of free product. That's non-existent in direct marketing. Usually a lot of their income, the company's income in direct marketing, comes from the people that are in the business. They're the ones buying all the product. They're the ones keeping that business afloat. So for us not to have to pay for our product is a really big deal. Another thing that's a big deal, and when I was looking, everybody was talking to me about direct marketing. Another big thing is we do not have to have a quota. We do not have to have a budget. You have to, we don't have to hit things to get paid, those kind of things. That is another really big deal. My mom, she was in another company, and I did see a lot of things in a direct marketing company go bad. She had to pay for a crap ton of product. Her whole room in her basement was full of product that she had to buy to stay afloat and get paid, which just does not make sense. My mom is a smart woman and it just does not make sense at all. And then she had to deliver product all the time. I mean, literally she would have to do all these parties, and then afterwards she'd have to get those party shipments shipped to her house. And then all of a sudden she's delivering product all the time. I'm like, okay, waste of time. So Nerium ships it directly to their house. And also, as much as we are a party company, we are not to be successful in Nerium. You do not have to do party after party after party, new sales, new sales, new sales, new sales, new sales. You have to do new sales all the time in like jewelry and bags and all these different companies that have that one-time buy concept, and that's why they have to do party, because all of that volume for their month has to come from new volume. So what's so cool about Nerium and our product line is that it's a consumable product. People have to continuously use it. They see results. They continuously want to use it to see those results. And it's on an auto ship delivery every month or every other month. It comes directly to their house, and that is volume and actually income into your pocket every single month. So the setup and the business structure of this company is really, really, really good. The way that we get paid is very, very, very good compared to other direct marketing companies. And I'm not bashing direct marketing companies, but I'm just telling you from when I was looking at this business, these are all the things that I was looking at and like, okay, this is legit, and I'm just kind of giving you, when you join a direct marketing company and you build a business, you bring people into the business, and that's going to get you paid more. Obviously, you can make great income just by selling the product. But if you build a team, that's going to where you get commissions off what they do. And usually you just go into a straight, line, and let's just say in your tree system of here's all of your brand partners. Okay. Well, how Nerium does it, and it's so genius and it's so beneficial to every single person in regards to a pay structure and in regards to helping your friends and family succeed, is that we place people down 3 legs. So whoever is at the top of your legs is going to be obviously the most benefited in regards to volume and getting paid more. So, like, for example, my mom is on my top of my leg. So what I have done literally And, you know, my mom is an awesome hard worker and she works her butt off in this business. So this is not to say anything about that at all. But I have brought in my girlfriend Elizabeth that introduced Nikki. And I placed Elizabeth underneath my mom. And then my mom has Nikki's leg underneath her. Well, Nikki's leg is a, you know, over $100,000 in volume every month leg. That was placed underneath my mom, and that helped my mom get to national marketing director. Okay, so I was able to help my mom bring all that volume over and get her promoted. And so I got her promoted faster along the way. I got her, you know, you can place all of your placements underneath and just keep building and building and building. And so that's why they say, you know, even when you do get, you know, you can keep building on certain people that you want to help, or just in regards to helping your own business grow, bringing people in and kind of following them under. And all of that goes up to those people. So it doesn't even matter. Like I place people now underneath like 12 different people. Well, I'm helping all of those people, every single one. So that's really, really cool. Instead of going like across the line, you know, horizontal, you're actually able to go into these 3 legs. So just a side note that I don't even know how I got onto that. But so, you know, I guess back to the end of my story, just to kind of tell you where I am now and how, you know, I got here is, you know, I was working at 6 months, quit my job. And now, you know, I've been doing this for 3 years. My husband did join my team for a little bit. God bless his soul and mine, but we are a better marriage and family when we do not work together. Who can hear me on that one? Oh my gosh. I thought, oh, this will be great. And granted, I missed the time freedom. Oh my gosh. I love the time freedom our family had at that point in our lives. But yeah, we do not work well together. So I have a baby now. I have an 11-month-old baby, and it has been an absolute blessing to be able to stay home with her during her first year and work this business and have that time freedom, and, you know, have that peace of mind financially that, you know, we can earn those free vacations from Nerium. We can, you know, grow an international business and have it all. So, you know, continue to dream. That's like the one piece of advice that I really hope that you get from this is, you know, dreaming in this company. I mean, I started when it was a 2-year-old company. You guys are literally on the ground floor of this company. And what could happen in the very, very beginning is just explosive. So whatever you have, if you want to stay home with your kiddos, if you want to, you know, save more, if you want to, you know, travel the world, if you want to grow an international team, if you want to retire your husband, I mean, all of those things are possible with Nerium. So what do we want to do from here? Because I do want to tell you guys that we have a special guest coming on in a half an hour, and she is going to tell you what has happened for her team. And she's actually Shallon's cousin. So we are her team too, you know, which is crazy, but she has another leg, you know, those 3 legs. Well, we're on 1 leg for her. And then she has another leg that is exploding in Australia. And she's been able to travel over there a couple times already, and grow her team over there internationally. And she's running them to national marketing director, you know, so she could have that other star. She's a millionaire because of Shallon. Shallon is that, you know, one NMD that she brought on that, of course, you know, what's so funny about this too, she's a stay-at-home mom of 3 kiddos, didn't wash her skin either. And, you know, look at her. So you never know, first of all, who's going to be at your launch party. You never know don't ever prejudge. I guess that's, you know, the first thing is like, she probably prejudged Shallon up and down when she first got started. Oh, she's not going to do anything. You know, she's, you know, just wants some free product, that kind of thing. But it really, I mean, it's crazy what has happened with just being a real person. And that's what's so cool about our team too, is that a lot of us had never done direct marketing. We're just really, you know, real and genuine and honest people that just want to share an amazing product. We want to share the blessings of an amazing business that people are looking for. And I think that comes off obviously in a good way, if you're just real and not salesy, and, just keep, following up, being persistent and following up. I don't want to say, that is, a sales technique, I guess, but you have to follow up to get any of that business. Because you can share all day long, and you might have lucky, those lucky people that the product works on and they just buy it instantly. But a lot of it, it's like people lead busy lives. They're not thinking, oh, I have to get Nerium. Oh, I have to buy Nerium today. So following up consistently over time will pay off big time. And, writing that list out at the very beginning was everything for me, because I continued to post on social media, and I don't know where you guys are at on your feelings with social media, but I was very, very reluctant at first. Again, because I didn't want what my friends to think, all those things that you think. We all have thought. We all have been there. We are, thinking the exact same thing at the beginning of our journey. But like Nikki said, stepping out of your comfort zone and just being honest and real and not salesy and all of that. And just, Luis's posts are perfect, just that real, honest, genuine, look at this, guys, that is really what helped me at the beginning. I would honestly say 80% or 90% of my business came from social media. It was from people that I knew, obviously, but it was like, I built a team, no joke, all over the United States. So it doesn't matter who you know, where you know them from. If they're in an open market of Nerium, they can be in this business. And so I actually, in the town that I live in now, I did not have anyone on my team locally until I hit national marketing director. They were all over the country. And I owe that to social media. If I didn't post, how would they have known what I was doing? How would they have continuously been piqued interest and looked at these photos and educated on the product and all of those things? It takes about 5 to 7 exposures before someone says, oh, that's interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. She's really, she's last week she said she got a trip. This week she said, she paid for a mortgage. What is this company? So it's like, that has to take time. So you have to be consistent with your Facebook post, because if you just do it one time, there might have just been like, it might have been at the wrong time. Speaking of times, if you post in the morning, people look at it more because they're like waking up and they just get right on social media or whatever, the phones. So like for, the States, well, I guess it would be the same over there. So 6 to 8 a.m. In the morning for wherever you live. And then at nighttime, the peak times are 8 to 10 p.m. So people are sitting there in front of their TV, just scrolling through Facebook. And so I actually posted one time a day. You can post 1 to 2 times a day on your, about Nerium, because you don't want to like post all Nerium either. You want to be real, show your family, show other things. So it's not, they don't want to just like hide you and like block from what you're doing. So you want to be real, and you want to just like, I did billboard advertising for 10 years. So I knew you had to be very, very, very just simple is better. One post, if it's a before and after photo, one before and after photo, one little line, just very simple, because people don't have that much time to read these posts. And so they'll just scroll right past it. So if you're just like, wow, this is insane. And if you have, if you know who it is that the photo is, then you tag them in it, because that can add credibility. Just like, this is Christy's photos, my good friend. This is insane. Message me. Don't put your website. People will look on it. They'll look at the pricing and they'll be like, nope. So just message me for more details or whatever. And I did that every single night. Every single night I did that. I was very consistent, because I knew that the same people were not seeing my Facebook post. And I knew if some of the people, like I said, 5 to 7 exposures, are going to start questioning things about it. So every single night I would target, we only had the night cream and the day cream. So it was, I mean, the options you guys have now, and especially in Australia, it's so impressive how many product lines you guys really have. So you have all kinds of different price points. It was either you buy a $90 bottle of night cream or you don't buy anything at all. So that is literally the only option we had. And so, you know, because the night cream is so amazing and does so many things, I was able to post every single night different things that this product did. So one night I'd post about pore sizes, one night I'd post about texture, one night I'd post about, you know, your coloring, whatever the pace, you know, every night I post something different. And then we launched the Firm like a couple months later, and I was like, sweet. So then, you know, the Firm, you know, really exploded. And every new product that you get, you know, don't take that for granted. Use that to the benefit of your business for sure, because your volume can just go whoop, all the way up. I mean, one product, the Firm, I'll never forget that one. I mean, it just kind of exploded my business and exploded a lot of people's business because that product is just insanely good. So, you know, those different things. So I post every single night. I definitely owe a lot of my business success to that. And then, what else was it? I kind of went around and I forgot what I was initially talking about, you know, as usual. What was I talking about? Was it anything good, or was I just going on Facebook? I can't even remember. It was just Facebook. Okay. Maybe I'm just done with that. So, I mean, I guess like for the next 20 minutes, I would love for us to, you know, if there are certain areas that you are struggling with, if there's certain areas that you want trained on in regards to doing better, you know, are there anything that you kind of think, okay, I got to do this, but I don't know how, or I got to do this and I don't want to, or you know, any.
Yeah, you guys just have to, if you tap yourself on your screen.
Meet everybody.
Okay, yeah, so.
Okay, everybody. Well, I thought everybody, okay.
Hey.
Hi.
That was awesome. Thanks, Faisha.
Oh, you're welcome. So do you guys, what do you think you, I guess, struggle with most?
I think because I've been doing it for not very long, obviously 3 months now, just a little bit over 3 months, it feels as though and I add about 5 new people every day on my Facebook page, and I've started to put some posts on my Instagram, so I've got quite a few followers on my Instagram, about 8,000 for my makeup page. I start, you know, that little voice in your head where you go, oh, you've exhausted all your whole network and you're saturating everybody. And although I'm getting new business, I had a little kind of one-on-one party tonight and got new business, and I got new business yesterday, and I'm talking to 2 people about being brand partners, which is great, but you kind of, it's not as explosive as it was initially because there was nobody in Tasmania doing this. So of course everybody was really excited about it. But I think my little concern is, how do you continue to grow your business now, and how do you continue to get more sales and just increase?
Yep. So I've been in business 3.5 years, so I get completely where you're coming from. And at the beginning, it will have, you know, it could possibly launch faster. But I think you definitely have to be still consistent, because people will still come out of the woodworks years later. And I definitely think, you know, keep talking and following up with the same people. That will definitely, but what I do now is I'm always meeting new people. And even, you know, I'm not the best in the cold market realm of going shopping and talking to people like that. But I will do different things that I am comfortable with, and I do like and enjoy to do. So I will, you know, go to mommy groups and mommy play dates. That has really helped. And I don't like vomit Nerium on anyone. Like, I don't tell people. It's all about building new relationships. Because they will see, because once I build that relationship where I know them and I instantly add them on Facebook, and I let that tool do all the talking for me, and I will continue to go to those same different mommy groups or, anything that I enjoy to do. So I'm in a local, I have a church that I go to, and I get involved in my church. And I then add people and meet people that way and add them on Facebook. And then before you know it, they're coming to me. They're asking me, what is this stuff? I will do networking groups, and I don't know if you guys have those. Maybe you do, like in regards to meeting new business professionals or business people. So I do that. I'll go do like lunch or after hour drinks. They sometimes have networking groups for that. I'm trying to think where I've like gotten my last brand partners. One was a networking group. Another was my mommy group. I think like it's all about, and like my girlfriend, Kim, she'll meet, she has that outgoing, bubbly personality, and she'll meet people out in the cold market and form those relationships pretty fast because she is so outspoken and bubbly. And she'll add them right there on Facebook. Or she'll sample them right then and there with the eye serum. And, she's always out and about meeting new people. She loves to shop. So she'll literally shop and, great excuse too. So she'll shop and then she'll start talking to the lady at the cashier, or she'll talk to the lady that's her server at the restaurant, which, by the way, in regards to that, like, I don't know about your taxes over there in Australia and all of that, but I do make a point every time to go out to dinner and talk to the server about Nerium. And I just, obviously with serving, you can just pick up conversations like, hey, do you do this full time? Or, hey, do you have any kids or anything like that? And they just start talking to you, just naturally. And you have such a bubbly personality. Is this all you do? Is this your only job? Different things to start that conversation. And then I do, truly think that people are looking for this. And I know that for a fact. And so I never try to prejudge, and I always put it out there. Like, have you ever heard of Nerium? Like, I work for this amazing company called Nerium, and we're always looking to hire new people, or, those kind of approaches, especially if they're a server and, conversations. If you just listen to people, Nerium can definitely be brought into conversations of like them having a struggle in their life. And Nerium being able to help them. So those are different options and ways that you can definitely just step out and just do the things that you enjoy to do. So if you enjoy to do makeup, go to makeup events and talk to those makeup artists, talk to those other people. I mean, we have vendor events here in the States, and it's like where every company kind of has different, it's like an event where you can have a table. And I don't know if you guys have those where you have a table and you can kind of share what Nerium has done, or, people sell candles and all different things. So you can meet people that way. I do vendor events, and a lot of times with those, you're not going to make those instant sales. And it's the same with cold marketing. It's the same with my mommy groups. I don't go and do those things for those instant sales. It takes a lot of time to build relationships, to form, some people can buy instantly, but more times than not, it just takes time for them to see what this is, build that relationship with you, and then, get into Nerium or buy Nerium or whatever the case may be. But a lot of it is follow up. I mean, really do owe so much of my success to follow up too, because there's so many times that people just, they would have just never contacted me again. They would have, brand partners too. Like, people say, oh, I want to do this. And then we, like this girlfriend, I've literally been doing this for 3.5 years, and timing is everything for people. And she just contacted me and said, and she's a good friend of mine from a Bible study thing. And she said, I cannot go back to my job. I have to do something else. My husband and I were talking, and I want to look into Nerium. And so obviously the timing for her was everything. So she canceled on me last week for our lunch appointment, and I'm not letting her get away with it. You know, we're going to talk. Like, I mean, I hate to say it like that, but like people lead busy lives. She canceled my lunch appointment because she was busy. She just moved into her house. Her in-laws are coming in town, blah, 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 blah. Well, if I don't follow up with her and schedule another lunch appointment, who's to know, like a week later, she might think, oh, never mind, I don't want to do Nerium. But if we talk, I know that she can see all the benefits and how this could be a great fit for her and her family, and she can become a brand partner. But it's a lot about following up and like being there and answering those questions for people and stuff. So hopefully that was helpful, the different ways that I build it.
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's just you know, that little voice that you have in your head that just sort of just plays around. And I do get, as you said, consistency in the beginning when you were talking really is key as well. Follow-ups and consistency. I think I get lots of people just message me and go, oh my gosh, you're killing me. What is this stuff? That's because you're posting every single day.
Yeah.
And because you're in people's face, you know, it's kind of, you're advertising this amazing product. And eventually people that have been sitting on the fence just cannot, they can't take it any longer, and they have to check it out and ask what it is. So that's a really big key thing for me. And also the follow up. I've got a lot of people who, I think if I hadn't followed up, would probably just would have got, wouldn't have been able to help them and get some product to them really. So yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that you guys kind of think to yourself, like, you know, I need to do that, or how does she do that? Or I'm trying to think like anything else. Like, of course, when I first start, or I start anybody in the business, I always tell them, you know, get a get together with your friends and family, because in my opinion, you know, if we treat this like a business, it will pay you like a business. And if you started let's just say a makeup shop or a retail shop of any sorts, would you have a grand opening for it? Would you not think you were crazy if you did not have a grand opening for your business? And that launch party is your grand opening. You are telling your friends and family, sharing with them the product, sharing that you're doing this business. And once you have that event, I mean, I don't know, for the people that have had the event before, it really does inside feel like your business is open at that point. And I feel like when you don't have those launch parties, it just doesn't feel open. It just doesn't feel like you don't have that feeling. Not only will you get those customers most likely at your launch party, but you are telling your friends and family, check this out, I'm doing this, you know? And those tools, those videos will be piquing the interest of your friends and family. So again, don't, you know, prejudge, and invite everyone, you know, invite your neighbors, invite your friends and family, because also it is all the hardest part of a party is getting people there. It's not the actual party. The party is so simple. It's, you know, silly how simple it is. It's showing before and after photos. It's sampling our amazing products, which work fast. It's eye serum, hello. Eye patches, hello. I mean, we didn't have any of that stuff when we launched. You guys literally have some awesome products to launch your business. And being a ground floor opportunity, it's insane. You guys are just, it's awesome. So, you know, we had, you know, you sample those products, you show the video, you know, sip some wine, cheese, and you're done. The hard part is getting people in the door, and it does take work. You know, you have to invite 3 times as many people as what you want to show up, you know, and you have to invite different ways. You know, you can use that Facebook event for the details of the house party and stuff, but you have to give them a call. You have to text them. You have to say, hey, what kind of wine do you want? You have to say, like, you know, it's, you know, leave your checkbook at home. Just come over. It will be so much fun. I can't wait to see you. You know, you have to do a lot of preparation to get people there. But once you have, and if you just have one person, I had 3. If you just have one person, you never know who that one person is for your business. I love this story. There's a national marketing director in Nerium that, she was the only guest at her friend's party. Well, she's a national marketing director now. You never know who's going to be at your party. So don't cancel because you have one person you think, oh, it's not going to be a big deal, because it could possibly be your whole business there. And I had 3 people, and, Shallon had 20, but it's like a lot. I actually invited the wrong way. Even though she called me and asked me for my glass of wine or bottle of wine, I literally did not do that with people. And I'm guilty of it too. But now looking at, and going through this experience of 3.5 years and having many people's parties, like the better, like the more you invite, the easier it will be to grow your business. And just consider it just the launch of your business, and you're trying to get people to, not from finding out, not knowing about Nerium to knowing about Nerium. That's pretty much all we do. That is literally, if you wrap your mind around just the simplicity of that, just let the tools do all the talking. Let the magazines, let the products, let the videos, let the experts, if you don't know the answers, that's when you say, well, let me get my friend Lou on the phone. She's been in this business for a couple of months. She understands it more, and she can, or whatever. Sorry, Lou. Yeah. And, she can answer the questions. That third-party validation is so huge. It's like, oh my gosh, you could say, Christy, for example, you could say the same thing over and over and over to your best friend. But when she hears from a complete stranger, it doesn't make sense. But when she hears from a complete stranger, she's like, oh, okay. So that's what Christy's been trying to tell me. I get it now. And so it's like, we call those 3-way calls, but it's like, they're so effective. I don't know how, but they are. And so when anybody's like trying to, bring someone into the business, I always refer them to just, out of the box, just say, hey, my good friend Lou's been in this business for a couple months. I would love for you guys to jump on the phone to answer those questions. Even, you have a good excuse now because you're new. And so you can always say, hey, I'm brand new, I don't know. But I still literally will do 3-way calls and say, hey, my girlfriend Shallon, I have to have you guys meet her. Her story is awesome. She's my girlfriend from high school. I would love to get you guys on the phone to hear it. And so that right there, I can't use I'm new anymore, but I still will get people on 3-way calls just to kind of hear other people's stories. And especially if they kind of have the same background. So if they're a nurse or if they're a teacher, get another nurse on the phone with them. Say, hey, I know she knows your schedule more. She would probably give you more of an idea how you can work nursing and Nerium side by side, and get that third-party validation and kind of experience on the phone too. So yeah.
I just wanted to piggyback on the friends and family, reference or whatever, as far as like inviting. I just kind of want to, because I'm sure some of you have kind of ran into that, and just to share a little bit about, your friends and family are not always going to be the ones that, are most supportive of what you're doing. Just as, for example, my first critic, kind of my first, slap in the face, I guess, when I first started and was all excited, was actually my mom. And, I was all excited to tell her what I had finally decided to do. And then she was not receptive at all, and kind of knocked it. And I had that from some of my friends, when I first started, as far as sharing on Facebook and stuff too. And, if I had let, just think if I had let, those couple, initial negative things deter me or, lead me in a different direction, like, oh, they're right, I shouldn't be, this is dumb. And then I had just, stopped just because of that. So just as a side note now, my mom uses and loves every single product and is also a brand partner. But initially, yes, you're going to get some of that. Some of my best friends that I grew up with have never bought the product. A lot of my close family, aunts, things like that, have never bought the product. So, that's just sometimes part of it. I've got 8 other, out of some of the people on my team who have, been successful and done this business. They're not, people that I was really close to. A couple of the Lexus earners on my team are wives of people my husband worked with, that I, just kind of knew that way. Another one is a girl that we went to separate high schools, lived in the same small town, but went to separate high schools, never once spoke in person, but had each other on social media. She's another, so just to kind of give you an idea of a lot of times, and kind of how you were talking, Lou, how you feel like, I have that thought pop into my head, oh, I think, who else? But like Paisha said, as far as her friend, everybody is in a different place at a different time. So your network is really kind of ever changing just naturally too, I think, because, anytime we have a new product, anytime we have a new country, and even aside from that, I mean, people just are in different places at different times, in their lives, and that can really, reopen the door at any point. So,
yeah, in regards to, I think at the beginning of your journey, your why will be one of your biggest driving forces, because if you did hear no, 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 and you didn't have a strong why, I think it can be like, well, whatever, it's not going to work out. But if you have a dream and you have a vision and you see what this company can do to your life and you know it with your whole being, it doesn't matter what people say. It's going to work out, and you keep chugging on. I mean, you're going to get no's. That's definitely in this journey. You're going to get no's, and you're going to hear, "Hi, Alyssa."
Hi.
She sounds like I do in the morning. I got on. I actually have a voice now, but I got on and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even talk.
Oh, yeah. And I probably should have a hat on.
So I want to introduce you to my good friend, Alyssa. I never even knew Alyssa before. It's so funny that I can call her my good friend. So Alyssa, I actually told them all about Shallon's launch party.
Okay.
And well, I always use that as a training piece because, hello, she got 2 national marketing directors out of it. and Alyssa came in town. So Alyssa lives about 2 hours from us. And Alyssa came in town, and, that's where I first met Alyssa. And, and I even talked about, Alyssa, you probably didn't think Shallon was going to do anything in this business,
No, she told me she wasn't.
I know, right? And, look now what happened. So it's pretty amazing story, the whole thing in general. And it's funny that we're here 3.5 years later. But I want to introduce you to Alyssa because, like I said, she's building a great international team over in Australia. She's been over there a couple times. And she, I wanted her to share with you guys what can happen and what they've seen successful in that market and how it can help you guys grow and different ideas like that. So, Alyssa, take it away.
Well, first of all, I apologize about my hair because I couldn't find a brush and it's early in the morning. And I couldn't find my hat. And I was trying to keep my babies asleep. But thanks so much for having me on, Paisha. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. You all are on fire, crazy fire, which is so exciting. And so it just reminds me of how it was in the beginning for us. Like she said, I'm from Floyd's Knobs, Indiana, a little bit about 2 hours outside of Fishers. And one other thing that I'll add about, Shallon and, my just start to this business. We started when there wasn't a whole lot of people in our area, kind of like you guys. I didn't have support. I didn't know how to do a market party. I didn't know how to do any of it. I just did it. And there was 2 people at the first one, and I got 3 brand partners. And then, actually, I think I got 3, 4, and then Shallon was like my 5th brand partner. So just know that the one of your rock stars does not necessarily have to be your first person. Okay, and that to have fun, it matters so much. Just have fun, lead with your heart in this business, and share why you're doing it, because that's what people want to hear. They don't need to know why Optimera does X, Y, and Z. For the most part, some people may ask that, but what they really want is the connection with why you did it. I started my business to earn extra money for my kids' private school fees. That's what I needed. And the other funny thing is, you know, Paisha and I went to high school together, even though we didn't know each other. Like, we went to the same high school for a little bit. And so just know that there's people, just tell everyone, because we now have, 6 national marketing directors that went to our tiny high school within a 4-year period of each other. So and there was literally 600 people at our school when we went there. So when somebody's like, I don't know anybody, or I'm out of market, you're not. We are from a small town, and we all are from here. Some of us have moved away, but we're all from here. So what you have, you know, like Paige said, I've been there 3 times. I'm already getting ready to plan my 4th trip, I think. I don't know when yet, but I'm in the process of figuring out when it will fit in my schedule. And what I see, it's just, it's not even able to be spoken into existence what the opportunity is for you all there. I mean, it's very hard, but you have so much untapped potential in Australia. There's 1 5-star national marketing director, period, in the entire company in Australia. There's only a handful of national marketing directors so far. And you're only on year 1. You know, I mean, we just hit the 1-year mark. You're all such a new team, which is awesome. You don't have to worry about the purge. The purge is already, FYI, the purge is already happening in Australia. We as leaders were not told it was going to. So just FYI, some of our people got purged and we didn't know they were going to. But it will start to happen once Louise hits her year mark, which is a while. But there's just, you know, when I go there and I meet people, and the need for wanting an extra income or wanting some spare anything, because let's face it, Australia is expensive. It is. I mean, it's very expensive. And so to be able to have that extra money to send your kids to dance, or send, you know, pay for your, I'll see if I can get some of these, like you all say Rego, right? For your registration, Rego, for your car registration. I know that for my team was huge. Before they hit their Lexus, or that's expensive, and it's a giant chunk. It's not how we pay our car registration and insurance. And to be able to pay that from Miriam, when you put that out there, when you make your post, or when you share that, hey, I've gotten to make it something real, because people are going to connect with that. They're going to say, well, I want to pay for that, you know, or daycare, or whatever it is that's real life. Even if it's something big that you got to do, break it down to all the small stuff, because everybody that gets into this business doesn't get in it for something huge. You know, they get in it for all the little stuff. Like, I literally told my sponsor, Jennifer Elston, I am not building a team. I don't want a team. I don't want people on my team. And I just got to go to a leadership retreat, and we had these printouts, which were really crazy, incredible to look at. And it had your business over since you started, the numbers you had done, your personal brand partners, the team's brand partners, and all this. And January of 2014, I don't want to build a team. 0 brand partners my first month. 6 my second, because I decided clearly I wanted to build a team. Well, people asked me. And even with the purge, this had the purge in it. Over 11,000 brand partners since 2014 have joined our team. Pretty crazy. What can happen in 4 years? And I haven't even really hit 4 years yet. It's just insane. I mean, so just keep your eye on the future prize, because if you look at the now, sometimes it can seem like, why am I doing this? Why am I telling people about this? Oh, it's this, or, I have to get on this Zoom, or instead think about it of what in 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 30 years down the road, what it's going to mean, because our company is still going to be here. And if you're here and you stick and you stay, you're at the beginning of Australia. You are in year 1. There is nothing there is nothing that can take that away from you. You decided to become part of that ground floor. So just all I can say is take it and run with it. Use your US team for support. I'm sure Paisha's told you, be careful about who you get real friendly with in the Australian teams. Use Nikki and Paisha and me and Jen when we're over there. And our teams are great. They love to hook in with you. I know you're all in Pioneers. So just use that support, because it's what will keep you. When you have that down day or somebody, reach out to somebody, say, hey, I feel like poo. This is frustrating me, or whatever. And whoever gets that reach out, flip the script for them. Tell them, but just think of what it's going to be like at month end, or think about what it's going to be like in, 20 months. This insignificant thing that you're griping about right now is not going to matter. It's not. And as far as our teams, they have done some, and you all do parties, so it's not like any like earth-shattering information. I tell people, be real, have sit downs, do parties, share with excitement. That's the only thing you can do. Some people are not going to open the gift that you give them. They just aren't. There's people you're going to give the gift, they're going to look at the box and they're going to be like, no thanks. It's shiny, it's pretty. I don't believe it. It's too good to be true. Or there's going to be people that open it and look at it and do nothing with it. And you're going to be like, I want to kick you. What is wrong with you? I have people that open the box and put it in the corner. Open their kit and put it in the corner. And I'm like a year later, still in the corner. And then you're going to tell somebody and they're going to do a little bit and they're going to get free product and you're going to be excited for them. That's awesome. And you're going to want them to do 8 million other things because they have 40,000 contacts or 80,000 followers on Instagram. And you're like, why are you not doing more? But then you're going to get somebody that embraces it and it changes their family. So just know that for every 5 brand partners you bring on, there's going to be people that don't do anything, and it's not you as a sponsor. It's not, something you did wrong, but just keep going, keep telling more people. Don't let that stop you from sharing with the next person. Because literally, if I would have stopped at 4, these people, you people would not be part of my team. All of you. If I would have stopped at 4. And, the first 4 people, let me think. One just got purged from the top of one of my legs last month. She was an executive director. That's the one you shake your head and you really want to kick them. And she was related to me. One got quit month 1. She never did anything. One was my mom. She passed away a year after I started the business. The month I hit NMD, actually, the beginning of the month. My dad took over her business. So basically, I'm running it. No, he does a pretty good job. And then one is not active. And then Shalom. You can imagine how easy it would have been to get frustrated with the first 4 and never tell anyone again. And not say, hey, you know, if you want to get your product free, because Shalom was my customer for 2 months. So never underestimate the power of a customer. Get excited. Be pumped if one of your Class A prospects wants to be a customer. Because if they fall in love with the product, it's really easy to say, you know what? If you want to join me on this crazy journey, you can do it and just get free product. What's the worst case scenario? Oh, it's already what you're at, a customer. That's the worst case scenario as a brand partner. You join and you don't get your product free. And that's basically what I talked about with Shalom. I was like, you know, if you want to get your product for free, I can come and do a party. Do you know some other people that want to do this, that would want to use it? Oh yeah, all my friends look old. That's literally what she said. All my friends look old. I'm like, well, that's good because I'm 4 years older than you. So I really look old. No. And so that's what, and she wanted free stuff. That was it. That's how it started. So make sure to, you know, use verbiage like that because people like a coupon. They like things free. I bought the bigger kit because I thought it was like a coupon. Seriously. Jennifer Ellison was like, well, there's this kit, this kit. I'm like, well, I get a better deal with this kit, right? That was my thinking as a business owner. Never underestimate sharing all of it. Share the big kit first. Because a lot of people like me, they just are like, well, I get more, right? Okay, I want the more. You know, and the one thing I can say is it doesn't matter so much what you say. It's how you say it, that you're excited, that you're genuine, and that they can tell that you love it. You know, that you love helping people or that you love just sharing about Miriam and talking to people. Because I think that 100% trumps anything. Because in the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just telling people. I was excited. I hadn't even tried the product yet. I didn't even put it on my face. So and so many people worry about that. And I'm like, I don't remember one person saying, so what's it done for you? I really don't remember anybody saying that in the beginning because I didn't have personal results. So, you know, I would just still share other people's stories and say, I'm working on mine. I just got my first bottle, but I believe in this product. I believe in this company so much that I didn't want to miss out. You know? And that's how I was. I didn't want to get left behind. I had been in 6 other companies and done really bad, like really bad. Made $8 in 12 years. It's bad. And why did I stay there? I don't know. Because I wanted the discount. That's why I stayed. And it wasn't even a good discount. And order $400 of product to get 50% discount. And then I had $400 worth of eyeshadow that I don't wear. Serious. It's not a good plan. So, you know, and that's one thing I'll end with this. It's just on this leadership retreat I just got from, we got to hear from somebody that's been in this business for a while. But she restarted with Miriam. And she was in year 6 with Herbalife, but didn't know what she had. She didn't get it. Her upline had never reached out to her. Never. Still to this day. Never did her upline or sponsor reach out to her after she signed up. So the power of talking to your people and staying connected is huge. And so she just quit. She stayed just to get a discount for a while, but she quit, right? Well, you know those people that were in Herbalife at like year 6, they're making like $20 million a year now. So don't leave. Just don't leave. period. Tell yourself now, I'm not going anywhere. I'm in it for the 20 million a year, because this company has what no other company has. And I don't ever want to compare companies. I always try to just distinguish what Nerium has that's different. And there's a few things that people don't have that we have. We have patented products. We have clinical trials. We have the best leadership in the world. Our leader trains all the other leaders. So nobody else has him. We do. And that's huge. That is a huge thing, because he looks out for us 110%. Our comp plan, there isn't one like it out there. We get paid generationally. You don't have to know exactly what that is, but if somebody wants to know why our comp plan is different, say, you know what, I don't know everything about theirs, or I'm not going to talk bad about theirs, but I can tell you what ours is, and we get paid on generations and not levels. And what that means is we get paid a lot further down, because we get paid based on senior grant partners and where they are versus where you are put into an organization. So you could get paid 50 levels down and it only be 10 generations. Just like you all are in my 10th generation, even though you're all not in the 10th level. Pretty incredible with as many people are in our organization, and that you just joined recently, and our culture. And that's, our people are nice and they care about each other and they help each other. And one thing that is not normal would be something like, say, if I ever have a Zoom and I let you guys hop on with my other brand partners, there actually are companies out there that will terminate you if you're being trained or helping another team, or even a sideline of a team, which is pretty crazy to me that they will terminate you for that. But just know that our culture that we are building by, truly making people better and helping each other is something that's not out there everywhere. A lot of companies and just people are just pitting each other against each other. And that's not, if that happens in Nerium, they leave. Those people leave real quick because they don't feel welcome anymore, because we're just not those people. So that's just something that, know that you have those things in your arsenal as our company. When you're sharing and somebody says, well, what makes your company different? And I always just say, I know what my company has and I can share that with you. But you always want to distinguish, not compare to another company. I just tell them what Nerium has and why it's incredible. And that's enough. If they don't see it, they don't see it. Eventually they will, when you get your shiny car. Really, it will. Just is. So is there anything else you want me to touch on? And I know the majority of you are in Tasmania, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just put that out there as even a bigger thing, that not the fact that you all have a huge growth potential in Nerium, but I'm pretty sure when I was at the last event, Tasmania might have been the only area not represented. This was before Louise joined. So there's that you have an even more open territory. It's even bigger opportunity there, obviously. So, take it and run with it. And the other thing that you all have that I think the U.S. doesn't have as much is the extra cultures. You all have a lot of people that live in Australia because it's like cool and fun from other countries, and like where we live, you're not going to meet tons of people that are actually from Hong Kong, but they live here. You're going to meet some, but when I was in Australia, it's really amazing how many cultures and just the melting pot that you have there. to be able to use that as we grow and move into other countries. So just keep your ears open for anybody and everybody that, you know, you could potentially use even as a segue to help you find somebody in another country. You know, it doesn't have to be your best friend, clearly. I mean, or you all wouldn't be here. if Nikki didn't take the time to just say, hey, do you know anybody that you can connect me with? Right? That's how one of my other team in Australia was built too. They bought pet rocks from their sponsor's kid over Facebook, for real. I mean, crazy, right? And they just chatted with each other. Super crazy stuff. You don't have to, like I said, I hadn't talked to my personally sponsored for like 20 years. We went to college together. So huge opportunity. Stick and stay. In your discouragement, reach out to somebody, and whoever reaches out to you, flip the script for them. Remind them of what we have, what you have, and that you're all going to change a lot of people's lives. You really are. Whether it's from little things like paying for groceries to giant, huge things like helping people, you know, buy a new, y'all don't have summer homes there. That's kind of dumb. But like buy vacations or earn free vacations with Miriam or whatever it is, and just build a sense of pride in yourself for what you're building, because it really is incredible.
Awesome.
All right. So sorry if I talked too much.
Oh, no, it was perfect. Thank you so much for the inspiration and just your background. I mean, I love so many nuggets, even when you were starting to talk at the beginning and you said, you know, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't even, you know, no one had even kind of reached down to us because we were just kind of so new. We were all just on fire, and know that you guys are there too in this market, that there's not a lot of people, which is a great thing, and know that it's a great thing. But at the same time, you can feel like, you know, well, you know, it's not as easy without people that lead it. You know, you guys are those leaders. You guys are that beginning, and that's a sweet spot to be in. It might be a hard spot if you think about it, but at the same time, change your mindset and know that you guys are the beginning of something huge. And so I love that, Alyssa, when you said that. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, we didn't know how to do market parties, but hey, we put them together and we got some people together, and hey, you know, it was fun and we were excited. We were, you know, just on fire excitement. So, well, thanks, Alyssa.
You're welcome. I'm going to get ready for work. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so to just wrap up, hopefully you guys, you know, through this Zoom, I hope have seen you have belief in where our company is and who your leaders are, and we all are overwhelmed with just how, you know, how awesome this is going to be for you guys, and hopefully you can see that yourself. Hopefully you get some training, different pieces that you can go back and say, okay, you know, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to do this now. And, you know, I want to just kind of wrap up and say, do you guys have any questions, or do you have any final thoughts or anything?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was Alyssa talking about when she was talking about purging? Obviously, it wasn't about when your skin is purging. What did she
I know, right? I know. I thought you guys were going to think, what is that? So after you have no ADO for 6 months, you get purged from our company.
Okay. Cool.
And so, you know, when she said that the top of her leg got purged, she's like, oh my gosh, why did you do that? Because if anything, keep that ADO and keep those paychecks.
Yeah.
You know, so she was just saying that I think already in Australia, because it has been open now longer than 6 months, or how long have you guys been open now officially? A year.
1 year.
Yeah. So maybe.
No, sorry, no. It's October 2016, so not even a year.
Okay, cool. So it's just probably they started and then 6 months they didn't have an ADO. 1 year, I don't know. So
I think they have to have been in the business for 1 year and then not have an ADO for 6 months. So I think that's why she mentioned that, because they just hit their 1 year point. So there was probably that fell into that category.
Yeah.
Okay. I was confused. I can't believe it's bloody nearly December. That's why I was saying, oh yeah, it hasn't been a year.
Yeah. So anything else? Hopefully, know that we have an amazing team that are so willing to help you guys, near or far. It doesn't matter. I built my whole business not being close to anyone. So, use us and stay plugged in with just different trainings and Zooms like this, because it does help you stay, excited and know that you can do this. So thanks for having us on, and hopefully that helped, guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Patience, for waking up so early.
Oh, you're welcome. I know I'm like, is anything open for breakfast? No. All right, guys. Well, have a good evening. Thanks for jumping on.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
I'm going to post this recording, Luis.
You can call me Louie. It's all good.
I'll post the recording, though.
All right, darling.